Now, building on such most important key word with which such a beautiful lover God has lovely and generously aimed at getting his lover to know the truth. Such a key word which is the proper. Let us directly go for the another proper mean line, another proper detailed explanation, which is coming as usual properly and already in its certain place as well. Which is coming as usual properly and already in its certain place in such a beautiful bestowed proving paradise complete building as well. Another mean line, another detailed explanation by of course such a beautiful lover God upon the truth, that it is undoubtedly the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The mean line, which is properly and already with us now, is the both first beautiful God lovers couple, Adam and his wife, Eve, have of course never ever been at all dismissed from the paradise as some people misunderstand. The both first beautiful God lovers couple, Adam and his wife Eve, have of course never ever been at all dismissed from the paradise as some people misunderstand. This is the mean line. So, now, as we will obviously see through such of course a beautiful lover God message, which such a beautiful lover God is of course already token to each one of us from behind, the both first beautiful God lovers couple, Adam and his wife Eve, have of course never ever been at all dismissed from the paradise as some people misunderstand. It is simply because it is just a beautiful lover God who just has mainly aimed explaining to his first beautiful lover how properly his beautiful lover God deserves to be really loved as well. So don't ever forget that no one is the Satan but only you, Adam. Also but only you, Eve, if you carelessly don't care about understanding what exactly such a beautiful lover God wants you to understand. While also no one is actually such that beautiful happy God lover who is living happy in such his own beautiful paradise, but only you, Adam, and also your wife Eve as well. Just in case you of course care about understanding what exactly such your beautiful lover God wants you to understand. Just in case you of course care about properly understanding what exactly such your beautiful lover God wants you to understand. Because such a beautiful lover God just wants to get you to understand such a beautiful paradise, meaning such eternal and complete happiness. So the more you seriously care about understanding, so the more you seriously care about properly understanding what exactly such a beautiful lover God wants you to understand, the more you are really and already living happy forever in such your own beautiful paradise as well. While if you carelessly don't care about, it is the hell, which means nothing, and you then become nothing, meaning nothing at all you can gain. You can neither live in this hell nor even die as well. It is also better here to remember that the party of God, who is the party of happy God lovers, meaning the people of such beautiful paradises, who always understand what such a beautiful lover God exactly wants them to understand. So that's why they always not only understand the paradise, which means the eternal and complete happiness, but they also are, of course, really and already living it as well. While the party of Satan is the party of unhappiness, meaning the people of hell, which must be considered by God lover as just a mirage, because it is just only a one of those metaphorical educational examples by God, because it is just only a one of those metaphorical educational examples by God, that's all. While the party of Satan is the party of unhappiness, meaning the people of hell, which must be considered by God lover as just a mirage, because it is just only a one of those metaphorical educational examples by God. That's all. For just while the party of Satan is the party of unhappiness, meaning the people of hell, which must be considered by the God lover as just a mirage, because it is just only a one of those metaphorical educational examples by God, that's all, for just distinguishing to his lover the difference between the truth, which is a real thing that has undoubtedly a real existence, while the mirage can never ever be named truth at all. And that's of course so that God lover can of course permanently and obviously remember forever such of course real beautiful God aim behind starting creating him, which of course is not a mirage, but it is undoubtedly a real beautiful aim of bestowing proving happiness, meaning a real beautiful aim of bestowing paradise by God upon his lover. And also as well for getting the God lover to remember always that what could be happen if it was not a real beautiful aim of bestowing happiness, which means the paradise. For example, what could be happen if it was an aim of preventing happiness instead of bestowing it? No loving instead of loving, no beauty instead of beauty, torturing instead of bestowing, enjoying and rejoicing, and so on. And that's all, of course, so that God lover can, of course, properly, gratefully, and respectfully love such his beautiful lover God. And that all, of course, so that God lover can, of course, properly, gratefully, and respectfully love such his beautiful lover God as much really as he can, toward such of course uncountable bestowed tremendous proving grace, meaning such real beautiful God aim of love, which has been represented in of course such real beautiful paradise building, meaning such real beautiful happiness building of both permanent, beautiful, loving in between such beautiful lover God and his beautiful lover as well. As a matter of fact, it must be taken into consideration here that it is such a beautiful lover wisdom God himself from the beginning, who of course has mainly aimed distinguishing such his real beautiful aim behind starting creating his lover, which is such of course a beautiful aim of bestowing love, meaning such a beautiful aim of bestowing happiness, meaning such a beautiful aim of bestowing paradise, through such that beautiful proving preparation, which is distinguishing such a beautiful aim by its opposite, so that it can obviously be, of course, enough understood and remembered as it has to be forever. And that, of course, doesn't mean that God will make his lover unhappy so that he can then distinguish in between happiness and unhappiness as well. It's, of course, not at all. But all of it simply is that God has simply, but all of it simply is that God has simply explained as usual to his lover that he has just really created love, meaning the paradise, meaning also the happiness, as a real thing, and inspired as well to his lover such that kind of an inspiration that through which he can, of course, obviously understand that such word of beautiful God aim, meaning such a beautiful love word, meaning also such a beautiful paradise word as well, meaning also such a beautiful happiness word as well, and everything that's being related as well to such a beautiful happiness word is undoubtedly a real thing that, of course, has a real existence as well. While unhappiness has mainly and undoubtedly never ever been created at all by, of course, such a beautiful love of God, but it is simply just God who has only inspired as well to his lover such that kind of an inspiration that through which God lover can, of course, obviously understand that the bad word of happiness and everything that's being related as well to it is simply and undoubtedly just a kind of an only inspiring and metaphorical educational example. So that's why the unhappiness word and all words relating to it, of course, are unreal as well, meaning like the mirage as well. That's it. So now, let us simply mentioning, for example, some of either those real words of happiness and also mentioning some of those unreal words of unhappiness as a kind of training to ourselves and showing how and explaining how it would then be so easy to distinguish such our beautiful lover God aim and explaining how it would then be so easy to distinguish such our beautiful lover God aim with. Now, let us simply mentioning, for example, some of either those real words of happiness and also mentioning some of those unreal words of unhappiness as a kind of training to ourselves and showing or explaining how it would then be so easy to distinguish such our beautiful lover God aim with, so that such our beautiful lover God wisdom behind that proving preparation can be implemented as well. So that such our beautiful lover God wisdom behind, so that such our beautiful lover God wisdom behind that proving preparation can be implemented as well. Once again, please. Now, let us simply mentioning, for example, some of either those real words of happiness and also mentioning some of those unreal words of unhappiness as a kind of training to ourselves and showing or explaining how it would then be so easy to distinguish such our beautiful lover God aim with, so that also such our beautiful lover God wisdom behind that proving preparation can be implemented as well. So, let us firstly mentioning such real words of happiness, which has, of course, undoubtedly a real existence in either the God lover first life and his hereafter as well, and in also both his outside and his inside as well. For example, love, the word that's by God being named love, which also can be mainly named such a beautiful lover God aim behind starts creating, which also can be mainly named as such incomparable proving bestowing by such a beautiful lover God to his lover, which also has been represented in such uncountable bestow proving happiness, by such uncountable bestow proving graces, which all totally must be considered and named the paradise of the God lover as well. Just remember those names of happiness. Just remember those names of happiness. Also, those words that are by God being named believing, meaning believing undoubtedly by the proof. What is the proof? That's right. The proof is such those uncountable bestow proving graces. Also, the word worshipping, meaning the real loving from God lover to such his beautiful lover God, by the by the way that such a beautiful lover God himself, who has lovely and generously established, obviously explained it and properly named it the religion or the worshipping or the whole beautiful moralities. Also those words that are by God being named praying, prostrating, doing good, helping others, honesty, faithfulness. Faithfulness meaning the real love by the real lover to such his beautiful lover God, who really deserves to be loved faithfully, respectfully, gratefully, purity, piety, and so on. Just remember also those names of happiness. Just remember also those names of happiness. So, now, of course, all those beautiful things, with of course all its beautiful names, which also of course are beautiful words and meanings as well, are undoubtedly real things. Why? That's right. Because of simply relating them all to such real word of love, meaning such real word of happiness, meaning also such real word of paradise, which of course is the staple root of such real beautiful fruitful tree, and all real words are really the branches of it as well. And that's why it also of course has undoubtedly a real existence, and of course either the God love of first life and his hereafter as well, and then also both his outside and his inside as well. While on the other hand, the opposite words of such all those beautiful real words are undoubtedly unreal thing, meaning like the mirage. Why? That's right. Of course, because of not relating them all to such real word of love, meaning such real word of happiness, meaning also such real word of paradise. And that's as the matter of fact why the wisdom of such a beautiful lover God has metaphorically as well named or given them all such that name of hell, just as a proving preparation, so that the God lover can then simply and completely know and also undoubtedly believe in that hell, the hellfire, is not a real thing, but it is just a metaphorical thing. And also such a beautiful lover God never ever at all burns his lover. So, who tells people that God, way or another, turns his lover is a liar. So, for all God lovers as a whole, don't ever believe in liar words, and just only believe in my such beautiful, lovely words that I have already put them all in your heart, meaning in your mind, so that you then can tell yourself the truth by yourself, and you then of course needn't at all to liars. God says. God also said Who said that such a beautiful lover God burns his lover? Who says that is a liar. So, for all God lovers as a whole, don't ever believe in what he says until he repents by stop lying as well. So, it's also better here to remind you, Adam, that all you must think and know about the party of Satan is that it is just only one of more and more proving preparations of love by such a beautiful lover God. Of course, to you, Adam, which also must be considered by you, Adam, as of course a kind of bestow proving graces that such a beautiful paradise complete building, meaning such a beautiful complete and the eternal happiness building can never ever at all be without as well. So, it's also better here to remind you, Adam, that all you must think and know about the part of Satan is that it is just only one of more and more proving preparation of love by such a beautiful love of God, of course, to you, Adam, which also must be considered by you, Adam, as of course a kind of bestow proving graces that such a beautiful paradise complete building, meaning that such a beautiful complete and the eternal happiness building can never ever at all be without as well. It's also better here to remind you, Adam, that don't ever forget that the party of Satan consists of two kinds of devils. The first kind is the genus devils, whom have been imaged, of course, by such beautiful lover wisdom God as all bad behaviors or all bad moralities as well. And the second kind is the human devils, that those are of course aggressively following such bad behaviors or such bad moralities as well. So for example, oppression is one of those genus devils, while the more Adam's son insists on oppressing, the more he is still being a human devil, of course unless he repents as well. So, for you, Adam, and also for each one of your sons and daughters comes later on, just be always from the party of happy God lovers, the people of such a beautiful paradise. And don't ever be at all a Satan or even a one of his unhappiness party as well. So now, as we can obviously see, it is such a beautiful lover, wisdom God, who of course has been the first who has definitely explained that distinguishing anything name by its opposite name, of course equals an undoubtedly and a completely obvious understanding as well. Also, we can now obviously see that both first beautiful God lovers couple, Adam and his wife Eve, have of course never ever been at all dismissed from the paradise as some people misunderstand. It is simply because it is just a beautiful lover God who only has mainly aimed explaining to his beautiful lover the first lesson of just how properly his beautiful lover God really deserves to be properly loved as well. Also, we can now obviously see that not only both first beautiful lover Also, we can now obviously see that not only both first beautiful lovers couple, Adam and his wife, Eve, whom of course have never ever been at all dismissed from the paradise, as some people misunderstand, but also each beautiful lovers couple who come later on as well, each beautiful daughter and each beautiful son comes later on as well. So, more and more congratulations, then, forever, from such a beautiful love of God to each both of you, Adam, and your wife, Eve, as well, for getting you to carefully know that there is no at all dismissing to both of you from such your beautiful paradise, which it is I myself who, of course, has created you in, God said. And it of course was just only the first metaphorical lesson of more and more beautiful metaphorical lessons of teaching God lover how properly his beautiful lover God deserves to be properly loved as well. So from this first lesson, not only both Adam and his wife, but also each one of all their sons and daughters comes later on, never ever makes at all such that mistake once again, which is what? That's right. It is of course such that mistake of suspecting in such a beautiful lover God loving to his lover. As a matter of fact, for such this unkind forbidden tree, it wasn't of course at all a matter of eating from it, or whatever any kind of trees it was as well. It was just only one of such beautiful metaphorical lessons of teaching God lover how just properly his beautiful lover God deserves to be properly loved as well. So such first disobedience, meaning such first mistake, which was coming close such unkind forbidden tree by both Adam and his wife, just was because of their both suspicious thinking that some kind of happiness may be hidden way or another in such unkind forbidden tree. And that of course was and will still forever the most ever big mistake that God lover may be fallen in as well. As a matter of fact, both Adam and his wife of course didn't at all have any idea. As a matter of fact, both Adam and his wife of course didn't at all have any idea at that time that it is just a beautiful love of God who has mainly aimed pushing them both for making such ever big mistake, for teaching not only them both, but of course for teaching each one of all their both sons and daughters who comes later on, and who also of course must become a real proper God lover as well. So here we are. As we can obviously see, of course, not only first both beautiful God lovers Adam and his wife who understand such first lesson, but also all coming beautiful sons and daughters as well. And also, of course, the more God lover care about understanding properly and exactly what such his beautiful lover God wants him to understand, the more he is understanding paradise, meaning happiness, meaning the more he is understanding happiness and already, of course, leaving it as well. Now we come to the end of this episode. Till we meet again next episode, I love you.